Hey guys, welcome back to Side 9 and the third entry to our starter deck series. Today we'll be breaking down the deck I'm personally most excited for, Zeon's Rush. Before we get into it though, we're taking the opportunity to be real YouTubers and put our analytics on the screen. As you can see, most of our viewers couldn't pilot a mobile suit if they can't push buttons.
That's a joke, but seriously, we'd appreciate it if you guys could spare a like and subscribe, and let us know in the comments what your personal favorite Gundam series is. Back to Zeon's Rush. This deck brings something that has been a little lacking in the game up to this point. A deck with an aggressive game plan that seeks to close out the game faster.
Of course, that makes complete sense. We have red cards, red suits, and not one, but two ornery red men. And as everyone knows, painting it red makes it go faster.
We'll start off on the less exciting side with Char Zaku 2. Those of you who played beta format might be a little confused as the card you're looking at is different than the one you remember. But trust me, you're not crazy. This Char Zaku 2 is a level 3, 2 cost, 3 AP, 2 HP. But the real sauce is in its ability. When it's destroyed, you get to check the top 3 and add a Zeon or Neo Zeon card to your hand. Spoilers, that's your whole deck! This adds consistency and card advantage to an aggressive strategy, staving off the loss of steam that's typical. You can play this Zaku and use it somewhat recklessly, knowing you'll get your card back when it dies.
Oh boy, the big red boy himself. Sinanju is at least for the starter decks, massive level 6, 5 cost with 5 AP and 4 HP. When paired, it gains high maneuver, letting it dodge blockers. Then, regardless of if it's paired or not, when it destroys any card in the shield area, be that a base or a shield, it gets to ping an enemy unit for 2 damage. This effect is massive, as 2 damage is make or break. It allows units a full level or 2 lower to trade. It cleans up small bodies and really amps the pressure against your opponent's board. And Sinanju gets to do it for trying to win the game. Not to mention, with its pilot that we'll talk about later, it's a massive 7/6 body, meaning that it's gonna keep slamming your opponent's shield until they decide to lose cards getting rid of it. Not to gas this card up too much, but Rayala and I do agree that not only is the most impressive legend rare of the starters, there's a case that it might be the most impressive legend rare of all the ones available in the booster as well.
With the big guns out of the way, let's talk about some of the other pieces that really bring this deck together.
I may have played a little trick on you earlier. While he may not be a legend rare, the glory of Sinanju isn't the suits alone. It's pushed forward just as much by its pilot, Full Frontal. Full Frontal is a level 6 pilot with the usual 1 cost, giving a great base +2/+2, a stat line shared only with one other pilot. This ability really pushes him over the edge though. When he's paired, you could also deploy one level 4 or lower Zeon/Neo Zeon unit from your hand without paying its cost. It goes without saying that every other unit in this deck satisfies that condition, so the premier turn 6 play is a Link Sinanju and another body. So have your opponent's shields quaking in the shield area.
Worth noting that Full Frontal does have a best target in the starter, the Goof, a level 3, 3 cost, 2/3. However, that stat line is a little bit misleading as the Goof also deploys a 1/1 Zaku 2 token, netting you 3/4 in stats. Simple, but this turns into a cascade of stats and bodies very easily, creating an environment where your opponent might be able to stop some hits, but they'll struggle to stop all of them, hopefully helping you win the game.
However, we're still not done with cards that simply give you more dudes. Further exemplified by one of the bases that comes in this deck, Fulm. Fulm is a level 3, 2 cost base with 5 HP that on deploy also deploys a 3/1 Char Zaku 2 token. Once again, simple, but more bodies means more pain for your opponent.
Finally, we have the red common himself, Char Aznable, a level 3, 1 cost pilot that gives his unit +1/+1. Then, on attack, he gives an additional +1, but if he's linked, then he also gives high maneuver, once again dodging blocks. While I don't think he's particularly impressive in this starter, as he only links with Char Zaku 2, with a few of the upcoming upgrades, his relevance increases greatly.
Having covered the pickups from the deck, let's talk pickups from the booster that further push this deck into a nightmare of cards going sideways for your opponent.
The Zeon is a level 4, 3 cost with 4 AP and 3 HP. Perfectly on rate. However, it has a powerful ability, and that when paired with a Zeon pilot, like Char or Ramba Ral, it gets to choose a level 2 or lower blocker and destroy it. While the range of what it can hit is a bit narrow, effects that outright destroy are rare, and it also doesn't give your opponent action timing to respond. A great effect to prevent your opponent from using a demonstrator to stop the swing that would end the game.
A big boy mobile armor, Shamblo is the largest card we've featured thus far at a level 8, 7 costs with 6 AP and 5 HP. Additionally, on attack, if you are 2 or more other rested units, you get to choose one enemy unit and deal 3 damage to it. This requires a ton of resources and an established board, 2 cases that are potentially a win more scenario for an aggressive deck like this, but given the deck's propensity to conjure bodies from nothing, it's not quite as hard a condition to meet as it first seems. Then, the upside is huge. 3 damage is tied for the biggest ping currently available, and it doesn't have any conditions in targeting. Combined with Shamblo's bulk, this card can absolutely prevent an opponent from answering lethal board states.
Yeah, I'm glad you say bulk there, because this card certainly is a bulk rare. Marta Cruz is another level 4 1-cost pilot, giving +2/+1. At this point, the bog standard rate of a worthwhile pilot. Her ability is the restrictive while linked, but it allows her unit to, on attack, deal 1 damage to any enemy unit of a lower level. Given her link units range from level 4 Kshatriya to level 8 Shamblo, this gives her a wide range of applicable levels, and while ping 1 isn't much, it doesn't require much investment, and given the other pings available, this can very quickly verge on being too much free damage for an opponent's board to sustain their units. It might be magical Christmas land thinking, but a Shamblo doling out 4 damage and slaps every time it's turned sideways is absolutely backbreaking.
Char Zaku 2. Ah yes, the other one. Beta players are familiar with this little guy. A level 3 2-cost with 3 AP and 2 HP. But when he's destroyed while paired, you get a 3/1 Char Zaku 2 token. While debatably not quite as strong as the first Char Zaku 2 we talked about, as the token tends to be less valuable than the card you pull, redundancy and more Char links is never a bad thing. Plus, I don't know about you, but the thought of having your opponent specify between if they're swinging at the starter version, booster version, Fall Mail token, or unit generated token when they swing at Char Zaku 2 has got to be worth something.
With all that said, it's pretty self-evident that Zeon's Rush wants to play a very aggressive strategy that uses token generation and a free deploy off of a huge unit to consistently threaten your opponent's shields, using more bodies and ping damage to preserve enough of its own board to prevent your opponent from stopping the beatdown.
With that, we got a Zeon's Rush on out of here to finish the last video, starter deck for Seed Strike, before the July 11th release date.
I get it. I get it. The starter deck name is Zeon's Rush, and like, and you're signing off the video, so like so like we gotta work on the next video. So like I
gotta leave that in the video now.
We'll
catch you guys next time.